It's 7 questions that you look at, and you look at in a hard way. I'm just going to go through a few of them. First question. Every excuse that you use, it's going to be difficult. It's going to take a long time. I can't afford it. We'll use those. First question to ask yourself about that excuse as you begin the process of fulfilling your wishes. Is that thought true? I want to do this, but it's going to take a long time. I want to do this, but it's going to be difficult. I want to do this, but I can't afford it. Those are just 3 of them. The second part of this question is, can you be 100% certain the excuse that you are using for not making your life work the way you want it to is true? Can you be 100% certain that it is true, that it's going to be difficult, that it's going to take a long time, that you can't afford it? Can you be 100% certain that it's not going to be difficult? You can never be 100% certain of anything, can you? So you can't be 100% certain that what you would like to do or accomplish or create for yourself is going to be difficult. And you can't be 100% certain that it is going to be difficult. But one of those thoughts will lead you to overcoming the resistance and creating what you want. And the other one is a guarantee that you'll never get it. Why would you opt for the thought that says it's going to be difficult and you can't be certain that it's true, rather than it's going to be easy, which you can't be certain that it's 100% certain that it's true, but at least if you believe that it's going to be easy, you'll start going down that path. You get a headache, you get sick, things don't work out for you the way that you would like to, and immediately you go to the excuse. I'm too old. I'm too scared. I'm too busy. I can't make this happen. And if you stop that and say, what's the reverse of that thought? I'm not scared. I can do this. It's going to be easy. I can afford it. If you say to yourself that you can't afford to do something, and I hear it from people every day, you can't afford to do something, and you can't be 100% certain that you can't afford it because the money could show up. Is it more likely that the money will show up if you think the thought that you can't afford it, or if you think the thought that you can afford it? Because if you think the thought that you can afford it, and you assume the feeling of that wish fulfilled, and you go through and marinate in that for 8 hours every night, you're going to now begin to align yourself in a different way. And the universe is going to start providing you with, and you're going to start acting and thinking like God thinks, and before you know it, the money's going to show up. The second question in the paradigm is, where did these thoughts come from? These are all memes. What are memes? Viruses. Mind viruses. Do they have any substance? No, they're ideas. They've been placed in your mind. What's their purpose? Duplicate, infiltrate, spread. Where did they come from? The answer to that question is very simple. They came from you. Every single one of them came from you. But we carry these things around. What you do is you take total responsibility for every single one of them. Yes, I was 3 years old, and when patients would come to me and say, I was only 3 years old, I didn't really choose it. I said, did you know any other 3-year-olds who listened to the same and didn't buy it? Who heard their parents saying the same thing to them, heard their teachers saying that? Yeah. Well, who's responsible for you thinking those things? Well, it's my mother. Mothers take a big rap on this. Big rap on this. I say, so your mother is responsible for the way that you are in your life? Yes. I say, okay, get out of here. I want you to get up. I want you to go home. I want you to go get your mother. I want you to bring her back here. Why? I said, because I'm going to treat her, and you're going to get better. And you can see the absurdity of it, can't you? So if you're not willing to take responsibility, total responsibility, for everything that you are, instead of placing it on anyone or anything or any set of circumstances outside of your life, you signed up for all of that. If you're the middle child, you signed up for it. How do you know? Because you are. If your parents got divorced, that was necessary. You had to go through that. You needed that experience in this lifetime. If you were abandoned, if you lived in an orphanage, if you were sick, if you broke your leg, if you're blind, whatever. As my friend Ram Dass says, everything that you experience in your life is nothing more than your curriculum to God. It's just your curriculum to God. This is the one that you signed up for. So accept it. Accept it all. The third of these questions is what are the payoffs? And basically, the payoffs, every behavior, every excuse that you use has a payoff. Usually it's the avoidance of your dharma. It's usually to avoid the callings of your soul. It's usually to allow other people to be responsible and to run away from it. I go through them all. But the fourth one, and this is one I want to close with, ask yourself this question. What would my life look like if I couldn't use the excuse that I've been using to explain why my life isn't working the way I want it to work in this dimension? If you couldn't think them, tell yourself you can't. It's no longer possible for me to think that I can't accomplish what I want. I have an imagination. I can assume the feeling of that wish fulfilled. I can place objective attention always on that wish being fulfilled.